I have means to be able to pay for a bond, please, sir. Is there any way that you can try, or please, I'll be, if you could please reduce my bond, please, or, and then even if you do, please, or I'll agree to monitor anything, or just to get, I will go directly to Missouri, sir. Like, I have means of that, but I don't.
Today, out of the 13th District Court, we have a defendant who goes into hysterics in front of the judge. This judge just couldn't get a word in between the crying and rambling. So without any further ado, let's get into the video.
Good afternoon, Ms. Krieger.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
in case number 23 MR50, you're charged State of Kansas versus Michelle Ray Krieger with a fugitive information. And this is out of the 10th Judicial Circuit, Marion County, Missouri. And this is for possession of controlled substance. And that is a level D felony. This is possession of controlled substance except 35 grams or less of marijuana, synthetic cannabinoid. The court out of Marion County, Missouri has set your bond in the amount of $10,000 cash or surety, $10,000 cash or surety bond. So that is the status of the case. Based on you're being held and being incarcerated, the court does make inquiry in regards to your status. Are you currently employed?
I'm in the process, sir. I came out here to Kansas. So my only family or friend here is aviation mechanic for Spirit, and we're working on getting me on board with that with Spirit Company or Boeing.
Are you currently employed?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. And do you have any money put back to retain an attorney?
I personally don't, but
based on your lack, excuse me, ma'am, but
sorry, sir.
Ms. Krieger, based on your lack of financial wherewithal, in this case, the court does appoint counsel to represent you.
Okay.
Court does, pardon me?
That's okay. I mean, I have more means of getting out, but not my personal money to pay for a lawyer. I mean, I could get one, but I have a public defender in Missouri. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not trying to be rude or cut you off or anything.
No.
I'm just.
Well, the
I'm
court
sorry.
does appoint counsel to represent you in regards to this fugitive information. And the court does make inquiry if there's been any status of the case back to the county attorney's office out of Marion County, Missouri.
Your Honor, what I have in the file is a warrant for arrest for a failure to appear, but concerning the same charge and the same bond amount previously indicated by the court. I'm not sure if the court wants to address the possibility of waiver of extradition at this time or not.
Thank you. Miss Krieger?
Yes, sir.
You're charged out of the state of Missouri. If you wish to voluntarily waive extradition, you may do so. If that does meet with your approval, I believe the jail does have a waiver of extradition form available for you to review. And if it meets with your approval, and if that's how you wish to proceed, we may proceed with that at this time. Does the jail have a waiver of extradition form to present to Ms. Krieger?
Okay, like I said, I just want to get it over with. It's been a year since this happened, Your Honor. If I may say, please, just real quick, please. Prior to that, I have no no record, and I've not been in trouble, sir. And yes, I have is there any way I could please have I'll sign the waiver, sir. I just want to get it over with. I wasn't trying to run from them. I called my attorney the day of the 10th, and I was on the way. I was late, but they said no matter what, if I showed up, that it would still be a warrant issued. So my attorney, I was waiting word back from him, sir, and I'm unable to get in contact with him hardly, or actually ever. And I only speak to his secretary, sir. I'll pay to be on probation. I'll agree with whatever terms they have, but I'm sick. I have issues with my legs, and I was trying to better my life. I got out of Missouri, sir, to get away from all this stuff. And my attorney also knows I was in an abusive relationship there, and he told me to get away if I could get away.
Okay, Miss Krieger, let me go directly to the point that I've referred to previously. Do you wish to
yes.
waive your right to extradition, or do you wish to go through the extradition process? It's your choice as to how you proceed.
Sign it, sir. I just want to, I'll sign it. I'm not trying. I just want to get it over with. Please, I'm sick.
Okay, you wish to sign the waiver of extradition form and be transported back to the state of Missouri, Marion County, in the 10th Judicial Circuit. Is that correct?
That's the best thing to do, correct, Your Honor? Because I'm green to
No,
all this.
I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm trying to ascertain what is your free and voluntary act.
Yes, sir. I'll go. Yes, sir. But
there has been a waiver in light of that. There's been a waiver of extradition form that has been prepared. I believe it's before you. Please take your time in reading the same. And if it meets with your approval, you would simply execute, sign the same. I believe it calls for dating it today. And I would need you to place that up to the Zoom camera so I could review the same to see if that is done as your free and voluntary act.
Put the pencil on your pocket. There you go. You gotta read it.
I can't really, it's okay right now, I can't. I agree, yes, Your Honor, I'll agree to it.
Okay, if that's how you wish to proceed, you would simply sign and date the same and hold it up to the camera.
Is there, may I ask you a question after this, sir? Please, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, hold it up closer. And raise it if you would, please. Raise up? No, up. Yes. Okay, thank you. The court does witness the execution of the waiver of extradition as Ms. Krieger's free and voluntary act.
Please ask a question, Your Honor.
Anything further, Ms. Krieger?
Yes, sir. I have means to be able to pay for a bond, please, sir. Is there any way that you can try, or please, I'll be, if you could please reduce my bond, please, and then even if you do, please, I'll agree to monitor anything, or just to I will go directly to Missouri, sir. Like, I have means of that, but I'm sorry, I'm just not, if you could please, sir, but considering that I'm not having to give the court any issues prior to this, I've been compliance with everything they've asked me to do, and I agree to the prosecutors, what he's wanting. It's just certain things I like.
Thank you, Ms.
I was with Mr. Sir. I was with Avenues, women's battery shelter there in Missouri, or is there something I could, if you could please reduce the bond so I can at least, I'll get down there and handle this and get it over with. I was just late, Your Honor, and they said that he would contact me, and Austin Smith is not, I haven't yet been able to get a hold of him, sir. But I have means, I just have one friend, one family, that's all he is. And I can get there, I can pay the bond, be put on monitoring, sir, just to please allow me to be able to get out without having to pay. Like, I don't know how much I have to pay
Ms.
for the bond.
Krieger,
And sir, please don't leave me in here.
okay, anything further, Ms. Krieger?
Just
Miss-
the bond
Okay.
reduction.
Okay, you're asking, the court understands that you're asking for a bond reduction. In review of the court file, I do view the warrant for arrest for failure to appear that is issued out of the state of Missouri, dated March 13, 2023, by the court, sets your bond at $10,000 as your surety.
What is
The
that?
court does not modify that bond. So the court retains this court retains in force and effect the bond of $10,000 cash or surety.
So I have to pay $1,000, Your Honor?
Do a bond.
Ma'am,
Sure.
that is something that is a contractual matter between, for instance, a bondsman and yourself.
And I appreciate your time, but I'm confused as to, should I be trying to contact a bondsman in Missouri or a bondsman here, Your Honor? I'm just trying to commute to my only person that I have, and like I said, I'm sick with diabetes, I may be pregnant, and if I could please do anything.
I would suggest that you contact a bail bondsman here in Butler County, Kansas, because that would be the one that would need to be approved by this court. I think that I am correct in regards to you'd have to bond out of this court at this time.
Yes, sir, and that's $1,000, correct? On the 10,000, sir?
The court does not get involved between sureties and clientele.
So sorry, something else. Sir.
Anything further, Mr. Regier?
I do not
Yes,
believe
sir.
so.
Judge, are you still appointing Mr. Watts?
No, Miss Regier or Miss Krieger
Yes, sir.
has voluntarily waived a right to extradition, and therefore Mr. Counsel is not appointed.
I do have, so I can get my same public defender back, or I might have to apply for another one. So I'm gonna be in compliance. It'll make your job easier. And I just want to please, I can't help you guys any being in here.
There has been no change by this court of who represents you in the state of Missouri. There's been no change by this court.
And and there's no way I can get a hold of. I don't know how to get a hold of. I'll find a way to get a hold of my public defender.
I do not know who your public defender is in the state of Missouri.
I understand.
Okay, Ms. Krieger, anything further?
No, but if there's anything I can do, please, or that would help my situation better, please, I'll take any advice I possibly have, because I don't know any of this stuff, and like I said, I'm sitting here, and please.
Okay. Well, there being nothing further to come before the court is in recess. And
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you, Mr.
have a good day.
Watching this judge trying to get a word in between the rambling and crying was just hysterical. I have sympathy for this defendant, but as they say, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. I did not agree with how the judge handled her extradition. It sounded like she just didn't understand what they were trying to get her to sign. I think a lawyer can argue that waiver given her state of mind when she signed it. I wish the judge would have broken it down in layman's terms for her to understand. I would love to hear your thoughts about this case in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.